So rumors are flying already about Secret Wars. It's nuts. I can't believe it. I can't believe we're already here. And we're not even at Doomsday yet. It's all about Ant-Man right now. Scott Lang, Ant-Man. They're basically making it like he's forming the champions somehow, some way, and a lot are believing he's gonna die. That's the big thing. He's gonna die, and that's gonna rally the champions together, which is basically the Young Avengers, but they're gonna be the champions. So I don't think that's really the big thing that's going on. I think there's a bigger picture going on. First of all, why Scott Lang? Why would they do Scott Lang? I think it's because it's easier. It's easier to kill off him first. And I say first as in the other Avengers. Because he kind of already did his purpose and he kind of did what he needed to do. He didn't do much where, like, it kind of like his story ended in Ant-Man 3. He got to face off against Kang, show everybody he's Ant-Man, and then that's kind of it. It wasn't really needed anymore after that. Like, he doesn't have any more story really to tell. I'm sure you could dig deep and find some kind of story to tell, but to be honest, I think people are just, they're just whatever with about it. I mean, everyone loves Paul Rudd. Everyone loves Paul Rudd. I think Scott Lang was a great choice. I like how they did Ant-Man. But supposedly, yeah, he's dying. And he's going to die supposedly protecting his daughter, Cassie. And while he's protecting her, that'll be with the Young Avengers. They already said he's going to have a role as like a trainee type of role in the movie. He's not going to be one of the people that are running around doing crazy things while the big story's going on. So at that point, it's like, I just think this is the beginning of us getting ready to get rid of all the old Avengers. And I'm just kind of confused how they're going to do it. Like, I don't know. He's going to be called, like Feige said he was the Elder Statesman or something like that. And we have Cassie already ready to kind of take over. But I still got a lot of questions with that. Like, why are we prepping all this with Secret Wars to start the new generation when I thought we're getting a whole clean slate or whatever it is? But a lot of the rumors are going around right now. It's pretty crazy. I know there's been some leaks and supposedly the leaker is legit. I don't know. It's one of those things where we're not sure what's going on. Like, it just happens always on Reddit, but then people go back with the same guy and then they'll sit there and be like, look at what he wrote, 7 years ago or whatever, and he's right. So who knows? This could be right, but this would be early in the draft right now. But again, Kevin Feige did say Scott Lang is going to be this mentor to the younger heroes, which is going to be the Young Avengers, and we've already had Kate Bishop on the red carpet. Someone asked her, you in the Avengers movie? I think they said Doomsday, and she nodded, and then you saw her face like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. Because I do believe that they're going to end up being at the end of Doomsday somehow. I don't know what's really going to happen with all that. There is more rumors to it, but I'm just going to stick to this right now. With that all being said, we've been trying to force the Young Avengers to come together. So, just like the Avengers came together, it had to be someone dying to basically make them avenge. And I think the whole point right now is we're going to get the Young Avengers, but they're going to be the champions. And the whole thing about it is going to be Scott Lang dying, but I think the bigger ordeal about it is the fact that they're killing Scott Lang to start slowly picking off each older Avenger, I guess you would say. Not the original 6, because I think all their times are going to come. But I think what it is coming down to is they're going to get rid of Scott Lang because he's kind of easier. And that's one that makes sense so far that's been leaked. But there's a lot of other things that are going on with it. But Scott Lang, I guess, makes the most sense because he will have an impact on Cassie. And then after that, you don't really need him for stories. In the future stories, you don't really need him. He kind of did his part with the whole quantum realm and everything like that. So he did his part, sadly, and I don't think we need any more stories with him. So would I like him to be around forever? Yes, I would love for him to be around. I would freaking love to have Scott Lang around forever. I love Paul Rudd. But I'm thinking, like, if they're telling story-wise and they need to start cutting, the fat off the meat, I think they're going to start with Scott Lang. And that makes sense if that rumor is true. I just think that's why it's going to matter. It's going to matter because it's going to be a trigger effect. It's going to start the killings off, basically, of these Avengers. And like I said, I don't know who or what. Again, the rumors are flying around right now. This is the first one that really hit. It was about a few days ago. This one really hit, and people are really already suckered into it. I'm suckered into it too. I think it's really going down. Again, because a lot of these guys are kind of done with their roles. They're aging. They're getting older. And just Scott Lang makes sense right now. Out of all of them that they've said so far are going to, and the fact that Feige already said that he's going to be a mentor role, that already looks really, really like a kind of thing they would do and use Scott Lang as an Avenger moment where they have to go and become what they become, and that's going to be happening in Secret Wars. So it would have to happen early on in the story. Now, who does it, who doesn't do it, I have no idea. We know he's fighting King, which I didn't really like in Ant-Man 3. I didn't like Ant-Man could go one-on-one with King, even though it was a different variant, blah, blah, blah. We don't know which one is which, whatever. I didn't like it because it weakened King, in my opinion. It made him seem like he wasn't a threat. And this is, King's going to be a threat. Ant-Man shouldn't be able to stop him, even though, yes, there's other variants, maybe they're stronger, and are we facing them all at once? That was the plan? I don't know, because we've seen the whole arena of all the Kangs, but we clearly know one Ant-Man alone could take care of one, and that, it just messed me up a lot. There's a lot of things I didn't like about Quantumania, brother Quantumania, but one of the biggest things was having Scott Lang be able to take down the big threat that was coming in King Dynasty. With that being gone, I don't know what they're going to do with King. I don't know what the storyline is going to be afterwards or whatever, but that's going to be Scott Lang's claim to fame is going to be he took down King, or at least one of them. So I don't know if they'll use that as part of like one of their, why would they respect him so much or whatever. I don't know. I just think it's the beginning of a domino effect, to be honest with you. And I really want to know what everybody thinks. If they think that's what's the start, and that's what's going to start making everybody go, oh my God, this is what's happening. They're starting to kill off the old guard. And this is how they're going to try to reboot the whole thing. It's just, I don't know. I think this sounds plausible, and I think it makes the most sense with Scott Lang, sadly. And especially that he's mentoring, Kevin Feige already said he's mentoring the Young Avengers, which I'm assuming are going to be the champions. I don't think they're going to use the Young Avenger moniker, because on top of it, they're all aging. They're all pretty much adults right now. But, and Kate Bishop, can't remember her name, she messed up. She was doing interviews, and audiences were yelling things to her, and someone straight up, you hear it clear as day, are you in Doomsday? And she smiles and nods, and then her face looks like, oh crap, I shouldn't have done that. So I do believe at the end we're going to see a lot of the next heroes that are going to be waking up in Secret Wars. So who knows? It could be the way it's being said, but there has been a lot of rumors about a lot of people dying. We got this in the beginning with Endgame. You know, even with Black Widow was a rumor, and it was true. And you would think they never would kill Black Widow off. You would think they would, but right now it makes sense to kill everybody off. They want to jumpstart the new universe, so it makes sense. So I don't know. I just think this is one of the ones that we believe, and it's not so much creating the champions is what we're doing right now. It's more so we're starting the deaths of the Avengers right now, and that's the bigger key to all this for me is we're creating the death of the Avengers, not so much we're creating the champions, which is a big part of it. But I think the bigger part behind the scenes is we are getting ready to start whacking off, that sounds horrible, taking off the Avengers one by one somehow. Like, we have to get rid of them some way. And I don't know how they're going to do it with everybody, but this is the easiest one, I think. And I don't know. If people want to talk back, you talk to me back about it. Those are just my thoughts. Like, subscribe, share, whatever, any of those. But yeah, tell me what you think. Is Scott Lang going to bite the big one? And is he going to create the champions, or be a bigger effect of starting this domino effect of everyone dying? We'll see.